Hear me now, TVS.
LB, yeah.
Hi, I'm Tyeisha and welcome to Shonna's Space. So it's been such a long time since I've just sat and spoken to you guys. Usually in more recent times I've just been doing my hair or cooking, and I feel like that doesn't really give you guys a chance to learn more about me, and well, not necessarily about me, but see more of my personality, and us just chat about society, life. Basically, the idea that came to mind was kind of sparked by a conversation that my friends and I had in the group chat a couple of days ago. So one of the guys asked me the question: do you think that we as society are part of the problem with the youth and sex? So upon hearing this question initially, I was just like, well, obviously, like, society affects everything that we do, but obviously, we add some more clarity. And that's when he went on to talk about, we just had met some notes because of how crazy my brain is going. He was like, children being sexually active from younger. And then he also spoke about Caribbean society and culture, and the music and everything basically sexualizing, or not really sexualizing, but exposing young people, children, to sexual type things. Okay, so my view still stands, because in my opinion, society really affects most things that we do, even if I can't say certain influences, but affects, because even if you choose to do the complete opposite, because it's like, okay, I don't want to do this. Them saying society say that you must do this, but I can do the complete opposite. Basically like trying to go against the grain. Society is still having an impact and effect on you. And that actually reminds me of a conversation I was having with someone probably a week or two ago. And the person was basically trying to tell me that morals have nothing to do with religious principles, which it does. And if you guys want to hear me talk about that topic, leave a comment in the description below and I will gladly speak about it. So, moving on. So our culture and society definitely does like sexualize, not necessarily children, but it has a very sexual nature to some of it, and I guess that influences children. However, I think that it all boils down to a parent having a conversation with their child, and some parents choose to shield their child from the world, but I don't think that's the answer either. I think the answer is to actually let the child see certain things. Obviously, you shouldn't every single thing. Let's see certain things and explain to them, well, this is not acceptable, or this is not okay. This is not what I want for you. It might be okay for other people, but that's not what I want for you and for our household or whatever. So one thing is specific. I love music because I myself, I like soca, but soca and dancehall, especially because this conversation was more so on the Caribbean front. That's why I'm not going to call out other music genres, because rap is guilty of it as well. Like, all you hear about is well, not all, but like I feel like any music is going to have some kind of like sexualization. Anyways, but back to soca and dancehall. So bashment soca to be specific is very much about jerking down somebody, or like it's very sexualized. It always sexualizes the female physique. So that can be a society, or well, not really society, but like a cultural thing that influences younger people. So another instance is some parents don't like their children involving kadoomas and cropover. Alright, kadooma and cropover is Barbados, our version of, I guess, like carnival, but basically sometimes you will go to these things and you will see younger, like primary school age children. So primary school is like from 5 to 11. So you see those little children just dancing on adults, and that's not. That, in my opinion, remember, this is my opinion, and plus some views that I would have, you know, heard from friends or whatever. In my opinion, it's not okay. Like, there's no way that a young child should be dancing up on a big woman. And the thing with it is very sexist, because if a big man was dancing for a little girl, all hell would break loose. But people just encourage young boys to dance for big women, and that's not okay. It's not okay. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. So eventually, van culture came up. So in van culture, you usually find like younger secondary school children. So usually like 11 to 15. Cause I don't know, like I feel like I hardly ever see like anybody sixth form or like fifth form like go on a van man unless the hand of friend was younger. So I can say from like 11 to 15 is when you see this in full effect. You see these younger girls now in secondary school, and usually was got like a van man for a boyfriend that on their road. No, nobody said nothing wrong with having a boyfriend as a van man, but at 11 years old, for free rice and little chapette, please no. But can't even condemn them, because I feel like there are older people that do the same thing, but just not with my men. So it's a potato. So I feel like van culture it's not a secret. Like, everybody knows that it exists, but I feel like there's really like nothing is really done about it. Like, everybody knows that the low young girls is dealing with these old able van men and what's been going on, and nothing is done. So it's like, I can't even call it open secret because they're in the open. So that's one aspect. So that also brought up the fact that the age of consent is 16. Now, at 16 years old, you can say, I am adult enough that I want to have sex. Now, here's where that does not make sense. And yes, my view is that the age of consent needs to be raised to at least 18. Yeah, 18 is a good age, because I feel like 18 is when you can do everything else in Barbados. Tell me if this makes sense to you. At 16 years old, you could consent to have sex, but you can't get a doctor by yourself. You can't purchase alcohol, and you can't vote. So those 3 things that I just mentioned that you cannot do at 16, you can't do them until you're 18 years old. These are very important things, and they actually have a lot of consequences. So you're trying to tell me that they believe that at 16 years old, you're not mature enough to do those 3 things, but yeah, you're mature enough to have sex? That does not make sense. Because when you look at it, especially the whole going to the doctor by yourself thing, that is stopping people from being able to protect themselves from pregnancy, so birth control, as well as get tested if they decide to have unprotected sex. So that's in my opinion, that does not make any sense. And I don't know if it's just that the system was not thought out, or if it's supposed to be a deterrent. If it's a deterrent, it ain't working. But that topic of 16 years old being the age of consent, it brought up another topic, and that topic was age differences. So in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with age differences. So some people believe that because like basically a 16-year-old with an older person, that screams that they got some kind of manipulation involved. Now, a friend said something that actually made so much sense to me. So, but manipulation is basically influencing someone to do something, whether it be like directly or like indirectly, or like, you know, on the highway. Like, basically you influencing somebody to do something that benefits the manipulator. Now, influence, however, like usually when people say you influence somebody, especially a good influence, is when you're encouraging them to do something, using whatever tactic you need to for them to do something good for themselves. So the difference between manipulation and good influence, I guess, is all about who's benefiting. I mean, how some people say that, you know, a 30-year-old or a 25-year-old that is dating a 16-year-old is out to manipulate them, blah, blah, blah. It's all about the person. not the person that who might be manipulated, so not the younger 16-year-old, but about the older person who chooses to come into this young person's life and do whatever it is that they come to. No, age does not equal maturity, because really actually they probably got some 25-year-olds that are the same maturity as a 16-year-old, but really and truly is a very complicated topic and is very hard to just make like generalizations on it, because it's something that should be looked at on a case-by-case basis. Because there are some people who met the love of their lives when they were 16 and the people were older, and you know, their success stories. But then on the other hand, there are some people who met people around that age and it was not a success story. So it can go either way, and it's not my job to condemn nobody who wants to be with nobody. I just feel like at 16 it shouldn't be happening. Like, let that happen at 18. So what can happen at 16, like what you can do, like something happen, like it's a mess. Okay, no, the main points that I am trying to make is, yes, culture and society affects everything that we do as a society, particularly, yes, youth and sex, and manipulation has to do with the intentions of the persons involved. So, and maturity is not equal to age, or rather age is not equal to maturity. So just because you're 16 does not mean you have maturity as a 16-year-old. You could be mature as a 12-year-old. But that basically ends, you know, my little chit chat with you guys. Anyway, I didn't go too in depth because I didn't want the video to be too long. But let me know if you guys want another one of these, like, you know, just like me sitting in front of the camera and talking about a topic. Don't forget to let me know if you want to hear if you want me to talk about the whole morals versus religion thing. And then another one that I wanted to talk about was preference versus standards, sorry. So just let me know down in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe.